Welcome to Focaccia bread. Some of the ingredients you'll need is flour, yeast, sugar, a little bit of salt for flavor, warm water, very important it's warm, olive oil, some minced garlic, and an egg. So we're going to start by just adding flour, only 1 cup, just a little bit to start. Then our sugar, that's going to feed our yeast, and of course the yeast, it's going to be super gassy and make everything rise. Then we can add in our oil. It's going to add some tenderness. I did 2 cloves minced garlic. Our egg is going to add a little bit of binding for us, so we don't need quite as much gluten development. And of course the warm water to help activate the yeast. Going to mix like crazy to get a bunch of gluten developed just in this 1 cup of flour. We don't want it in everything. We just want it in a little bit. So you add about 1.5 cups more. It's okay if you're not exact on this part. And stir it until it starts to come away from the side of the bowl. We don't need to mix it too much here because you're going to be kneading it by your hands in a sec. Super goopy, totally fine. Flour your work surface and just drop that whole big blob right on there. We're going to knead a little bit different than normal. Because it's so gooey, we want to just use our fingertips. None of that whole push, fold, turn just yet. So with your fingertips, you're going to be lifting and kind of moving the flour around so that you can get all the sticky parts covered. You're working in that last 1/2 cup of flour. A little bit more just to make sure it's not sticking to anything. Once it's soft enough and it's not like coming off on your fingers, then you can knead like normal, the push, fold, turn. Work in as much flour as you can, just until it's not goopy. That's it. It's not very long, maybe a minute or 2. We'll let it rest, rise for about 1 hour, and then we can press it out. So you want to grease a pan. And this is very hands-on, so it's okay. Get your hands all covered in grease. It'll help keep the dough from sticking to them. Nice and soft, squishy, good kind of dough. So you'll press out your dough to roughly a rectangle. Doesn't have to be perfect. If you want oval-shaped focaccia bread, do oval-shaped focaccia bread. Heart shape, whatever. It's your bread. It's going to taste all delicious no matter what. So now grease your fingers again. And what's the best part? You're going to make little dimples all throughout. These are going to be little pockets to catch a bunch of oil and herbs to give it really, really good flavor, adding that extra fatty richness. About 3 tablespoons of olive oil there. Make sure every little dimple is full of it. And then we'll add our crushed rosemary. Crushing it's what brings out a lot of the flavor. If you don't love rosemary, you can skip this part, but it adds a really nice fragrance to the bread. Then we'll bake it at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. I actually put mine in the oven cold without preheating it because I like to give it a second rise, and that slow heating up helps the bread rise one more time. I don't even bother cutting it because I just want to get it in my face as fast as possible. So good. Oh yeah, that's good bread. Look at that. I love focaccia bread so much. And hey, look, Jack does too. If you can get a toddler to love something, then you know it's good. I hope you enjoyed this Mrs. Bryant production. Now go out there and make something amazing.